Hello, I'm live. I'm Joe Hart, live in Vermont. I'm a person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. I've live streamed thousands of times over the past several years, and I'm trying to make the transition toward YouTube Live or YouTube videos. I hope to monetize it someday. Yes, I am going to cover the 20, and I know the Formula E calls it the 2020-2021 calendar, but I would like to change the name to 2021 calendar because it starts in January. I know this is season 7, and the first 6 seasons started before January 1st and ended after January 1st, but it's no longer this time. So, anyway, okay. So, I wanted to cover the 2021 Formula E calendar. Um, and this is as of, I have the date here somewhere, but, Mexico City was canceled or postponed, and Sanya, China was postponed or canceled. So there are 13 races scheduled. I mean, one is a TBC, to be confirmed. I think the C is confirmed. I'm not sure. So there's 13 races, three three sets of two or double headers. So that's 10 locations for 13 races. So first race weekend, Santiago, Chile, January 16th, 17th, 2021. Next one, I don't know how to say it. Diriyah, Saudi Arabia. It's a double header, February 26th and 27th. And then the next 3, 6, 7 of them are all standalone, just one race. Italy, Rome, Italy is April 10th. That's the opposite. I think it's backwards, right? Yeah, that's backwards. So that's what I'm reading off of. I read off everything. I don't remember anything in this head. So Rome, Italy, April 10th, 2021. Paris, France, April 24th, 2021. Monaco, May 8th, 2021. Seoul, South Korea, May 23rd. And that's a Sunday. That's the only standalone Sunday race. The other triple headers are Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, and Saturday, Sunday. So they have Sundays, but that's because there's 2 races. So, and then the next one is the TBC, to be confirmed, I think is the C. June 5th. I don't know how they can pick a date. Oh, if it's being confirmed, I guess they already are talking to the country. But anyway, June 5th. Excuse me for that. And then Berlin, Germany is June 19th. And then, of course, my favorite, because I've gone and I was a media person, and I hope to go back as a media person, is New York. I like to call it Red Hook. That's a neighborhood within Brooklyn, which is a borough within New York City, which is a city within New York State. So I like to call it Red Hook E-Prix, but we'll call it the New York E-Prix or Brooklyn E-Prix. In the United States, July 10th, 2021. And then the finale is a doubleheader. We're returning to London. I've watched Formula E. I covered Formula E before their first race. So I've covered it, for more than 7 years. So I forget what I did last week, much less 7 years ago. But I know we're returning London after a time period, and we were supposed to return in 2020, but that was canceled. So I think it's been a few years, and they're based out of London. So it's weird that they didn't go back to London for a while. So the doubleheader finale is July 24th, 25th, 2021, and that's the season. So 13 races, 10 locations, 10 countries, and then I usually like to count the continents, but that's too much for me to handle this right now. Now I just did print up the entrance. My printer's not working really well. It's having problems, and I think on December 31st, something happens with my Google Cloud printing option on my. I wish they wouldn't make things complicated for people with disabilities such as myself. But I was, after many attempts, I was able to print up the entries. The entry list for, and again, they call it the 2020-2021 FIA Formula E World Championship entry list. And there's I think it's 10 teams, 3, 6, 9, 12. Sorry, 12 teams, 2 drivers each. That's 24 drivers. 3. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just reading off the thing here. I did the Twitter handles for the drivers. I did not do it for the teams. I'm sure a couple of teams have changed their name. Some I may not even recognize what they were called last year. But anyway. And I just don't have the specs, the stats in front of me of this is his 5th season out of 7 seasons, or whatever. So alphabetically, by teams, Audi Sport ABT Scheffler has the 2 drivers, Lucas di Grassi, which I think they've had for several years, and Rene Rast Racing, which I think he's done 2 or 3 or 4 seasons of Formula E. BMW Andretti Motorsport. I have strong opinions about a lot of things about motorsports, and one of them is Andretti. But anyway, BMW Andretti Motorsport. 2 drivers, Maximilian Gunther, and then Jake Dennis. And I think this is Jake Dennis's first attempt for Formula E. And then Dragon Penske Autosport. And they have Nico Mueller, which I think this is his 3rd or 4th year. He's been around. And then Sergio Sette Camera. I don't know how to say that. I don't know if it's Set or Sette or Setta or whatever. Sergio Sette Camera. Sorry. And I recognize his name. I think he may have done 1 or 2 races of Formula E, but I recognize him from other things. I follow 100 plus series with NASCAR being, NASCAR Cup Series being 1 series, and I follow over 100 series. So follow is tracking. Tracking is probably a more accurate word than following. So I recognize his name. He's done something, probably European GT or GT4 or FFA, the France one or one of those. So anyway, DS Techeetah. I love Techeetah. A couple of the races I've gone to, back when I was neutral or not fully media, I got a hat of theirs, and then with media, I didn't wear the hat, of course, but with media, I interviewed all 24 drivers. But Techeetah was pretty cool. So Antonio Felix da Costa, I think that's new. I think he's been in all 7 seasons, but I don't know if he was at Techeetah last year, or maybe he was last year, but not the year before. Anyway, whatever. Jean-Eric Verne, he's been in every year, I do believe, and a winner for 2 of the years. I think somebody repeated. I think he repeated. And Lucas di Grassi only did 1, and Jean-Eric Verne did 2, something like that. And then Envision Virgin Racing, Robert Friends, and Nick Cassidy. I recognize the name Nick Cassidy, but I think this is his first season in Formula E. And then Jaguar, Sam Bird official. Love Sam Bird. Too bad someone took over his Twitter account, because it was a great account. And then it took him a while to get back into Twitter. I think there's stuff that people did, and, the usual BS that happens on social media. But Sam Bird official is with, did I say Jaguar? I didn't draw my line, so it's hard to tell which team is which driver. It looks like Jaguar is Sam Bird and Mitch Evans. So Sam Bird official, I really like him. And Mitch Evans is cool. I think he's from down under, I do believe. And this is probably 4 or 5 seasons for him or something like that. I'm just guessing. And then Mahindra Racing, without having the numbers in front of me, I think they went up and down a lot of seasons, and then last year or the year before they really went up, and they're like kicking butt. And then I think last year they went down or something like that. So let's hope Hendrick gets back into it again. Alexander Sims, and then Alex Lynn. I didn't no, I didn't realize that the two Alexes was with the same team. So Alexander Sims and Alex Lynn, and I think they're both about the same, maybe 3 or 4 years, and I'm just guessing. Mercedes-Benz EQ Formula E team, Stoffel Van Dorn. He always wins the whatever it's called, the favorite driver, and he gets extra energy. Hopefully that'll die down a little bit as people will now start thinking of him as a Formula E driver instead of a Formula One driver. But anyway, and then Nick DeVries. So that's the two Mercedes one. And then Neo, who always seems to be at the bottom. I don't have last year's points. Maybe I'll try to find that when I go to my laptop or my. But Neo 333 FE team, Alex Turvey and Tom Blomqvist. And I think Alex Turvey's been about 4 years or so. Tom Blomqvist, 3 or 4 or 5 years. Sorry. I'm now starting to say the same number for everybody. Nissan EDOMS. I wish they would change their name and then keep it. Instead of, they keep changing it, but EDOMS keep showing up. So I don't know what DOMS is. I've researched it and I've discovered the answer, and I went, oh, that's what DOMS means. But then I never remember. So Nissan EDOMS, Oliver Rowland, who's been around for a while, 5 years or so. And then Sebastian Buemi, who's been around all 7 years, I do believe. And he won 1 year. And Rocket Venturi Racing. I do believe one of the drivers retired to become an assistant principal of Venturi Racing. I forget which one, but one of them. Venturi is Leonardo DiCaprio. So he has Edardo Motora. I asked him how to pronounce his name, and he said, just say Ed. I'm like, well, that doesn't help us Americans much. And then Norman Nato. I don't know that name. So this is his first year for sure. And then Tag Hour Porsche Formula E team. Andre Lauderer, who I really like. He was a great teammate of whoever he was, one of the big names like Byrne or Degrassi or one of them. Andre Lauderer is great. And then Pascal Wehrlein. For some reason, I like him. He seems to do really well in Formula E, and then, he sputters out or he gets replaced or something. So he would be really cool. So anyway, that's the 12 teams, the 24 drivers. The testing already happened. I don't have November 28th to December 1st was the Formula E test. So I don't have that results. Maybe I'll do that for another one. And then things like that. I don't think the car changed. I think the car changed in 2019, 2020. And then Gen 2 or Gen 3 or whatever it's called. And then 20 was no changes, but we didn't have that. I mean, we did some. I guess I ought to figure out how many races we did. I think we did 5 out of 12 races or something like that. And then they canceled the rest of the season. So anyway, okay. That's it for Formula E. I'm just trying to get a couple of videos under my belt. And then let's say, welcome to Formula E. Welcome. Formula E. There you go, Blockers. All right, I'm going to head out. Thank you very much. See you later.